Most people working in a home shop know the struggle of trying to cram a dozen different tools into a space that barely fits a workbench. That is exactly where this combo unit from Bucktool tries to make life easier. Instead of having a dedicated belt sander taking up half the room and a separate grinder hogging the other half, you get both in one footprint. It is a clever way to handle knife making or general metal cleanup without needing a massive industrial setup. The first thing that hits you is the build quality. It feels solid, and that cast iron base actually does a decent job of keeping things planted on the bench. You aren't going to see this thing dancing across the table when you fire up the motor. Speaking of the motor, it is a half-horsepower induction unit. It has enough torque to handle a decent amount of pressure before it starts to bog down, which is exactly what you want when you are grinding down a piece of steel or shaping a handle. The belt speed is pretty snappy, and the fact that you can tilt the belt housing from vertical to horizontal is a huge win for anyone working on longer pieces of wood or metal. Now here is the thing about these combo units. They are usually a compromise, but this one manages to keep the essentials functional. The belt tracking is straightforward, and the quick-release tensioner is a nice touch because nobody wants to spend 20 minutes just swapping out a belt. You also get two different work tables. Having a cast iron one for the belt side and a cast aluminum one for the grinder side shows they actually thought about how people use these tools differently. It is a small detail, but it makes a difference when you are switching between sharpening a blade and cleaning up a rough edge on a piece of scrap. The grinder side comes with a white wheel that is decent for general sharpening, and the inclusion of an LED light is one of those things you don't realize you need until you are trying to see the edge of a blade in a dimly lit corner of the garage. It is a bright, focused light that actually helps. If there is a downside, it is that the dust collection could be a bit more refined. You are still going to have some cleanup to do, and while the eye shield is adjustable, it feels a little bit flimsy compared to the rest of the machine. It does the job, but you might find yourself tightening the knobs more often than you would like. Also, if you are doing heavy-duty production work all day, you might eventually find yourself wishing for a bit more raw power. But for the hobbyist or the weekend woodworker, it hits that sweet spot. It is a compact, well-thought-out piece of gear that saves a ton of space without making you feel like you sacrificed too much performance. If you are tight on room but need a reliable way to grind and sand, this is definitely one to keep on the short list.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.